Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about this osteomyelitis. So as the name is indicating, osteo is derived from the word osteon, which means nothing but bone, where myelo here refers to marrow and itis means nothing but inflammation. So this osteomyelitis nothing but bone marrow inflammation. So let us see what it is in detail. So this osteomyelitis is nothing but inflammatory condition of the bone that begins as infection of the medullary cavity, then Haversian system of the cortex, and then extended into and involves the periosteum. So you can see here initially there is a medullary cavity involvement and then it extends into the cortex, then it extends into the periosteum. This is how this osteomyelitis progress. Now let us see what are the predisposing factors. So that can be out of a two type, local factors or the systemic factors. So the local factors are that decrease the vascularity of the bone or the vitality of the bone. That can include trauma, Paget's disease, osteoporosis, radiotherapy, major vessel diseases. So these are the local factors that leads to osteomyelitis. Now let us see what are the systemic factors. So the systemic factors are the factors that impaired host defense. So it can include immunodeficiency in case of certain diseases like AIDS. It can include immunosuppression caused by certain drugs like corticosteroid, and also include the patient who is suffering from diabetes mellitus, malnutrition, and also the extreme age. These are the systemic factors that can lead to osteomyelitis. Now let us see classification of osteomyelitis. So it can be initially out of a two type, that is suppurative and non-suppurative. It can be of acute or the chronic type. The chronic can also be primary or secondary. Non-suppurative osteomyelitis is divided into four types, that is chronic sclerosing osteomyelitis, Gares osteomyelitis, actinomycosis osteomyelitis, and radiation osteomyelitis. The chronic sclerosing osteomyelitis is again out of a two type, that is focal and diffuse. That is focal chronic sclerosing osteomyelitis and the diffuse chronic sclerosing osteomyelitis. So in this video we will going to see about suppurative osteomyelitis in detail, that is about acute and chronic form. And in next video we will going to see about the non-suppurative osteomyelitis. Now let us see what is acute suppurative osteomyelitis. As the name is indicating, it is in acute form. Suppurative means pus formation or the exudate formation. Osteomyelitis is nothing but bone marrow inflammation. So this acute suppurative osteomyelitis is nothing but acute pus forming bone marrow inflammation. So now let us see what it is. So this acute suppurative osteomyelitis is nothing but the serious sequela of periapical infection that often result in diffuse spread of infection throughout the medullary spaces with subsequent necrosis of variable amount of bone. So it is nothing but the sequela of periapical infections like periapical granuloma or abscess, and that result in spread of infection throughout the medullary cavity or the medullary spaces and subsequent necrosis of vital bone around it. Now let us see what are the organisms that involved in this acute suppurative osteomyelitis. So these can be Staphylococcus aureus, Staphylococcus albus, anaerobes, bacteroid, Porphyromonas, and Provotella. So these are the organisms which are associated with this suppurative osteomyelitis. Now let us see other causes which can also lead to this suppurative osteomyelitis. It can be infection due to the fracture of jaws. It can be due to gunshot. It can be due to hematogenous spread or the radiation therapy or the different type of traumatic extractions of the tooth. Now let us see what are the clinical feature of it. So if the maxilla is involved in this acute suppurative osteomyelitis, it will going to be localized. When the mandible is involved, it is usually diffuse and widespread, more common in adult with the mandibular infection. And when we talk about gingiva, which is overlying to this osteomyelitis, are usually red, swollen and tender. And there is also severe pain of the jaw is seen, and trismus is also seen. And there is also paresthesia of lips is seen, that is numbness of the lip. There is also elevation of temperature of affected jaw is also seen. Regional lymphadenopathy is also seen. Loosening of the teeth and the exudation of pus, that is intra and extra oral pus discharge is seen, that is fistulous tract is also seen, which drains into the oral cavity. Now let us see what is the pathogenesis of this suppurative osteomyelitis. So when we talk about pathogenesis, so what will happen? Initially there will be acute inflammation of bone marrow, which will lead to spread of exudate whichever is formed within the bone marrow to spread along the marrow spaces. And after that there will be thrombosis of blood vessel is seen due to compression within the medullary cavity. After thrombosis of blood vessel, there will be necrosis of bone. Why? Because the blood vessel has already undergone thrombosis, so there is an obstruction of blood vessel. Because of that there will be no proper blood supply to the bone, and because of that necrosis of bone will be occur. And this necrosed bone undergo liquefaction, and there will be liquefaction of these necrotic tissues seen, and also dead and dying inflammatory cells is seen. After the cortex, it will going to involve periosteum. What will happen? There will be lifting of periosteum is seen, which is causing further necrosis of the bone. And after the lifting of the periosteum, osteoclastic activity will continue, which will lead to sequestrum formation. And this sequestrum is nothing but necrosed bone, and this sequestrum separate from surrounding vital bone. As it is get separated from the surrounding vital bone, now it is exfoliated through the sinus or the fistula. So there will be fistulous tract is seen, which is formed into the oral cavity, and through the fistulous tracts all the exudate will be drained into the oral cavity. Now let us understand pathogenesis with the help of this diagram. So there is initially this blood vessel which has undergone thrombosis. This blood vessel is present within the medullary cavity, and within the medullary cavity, as leukocyte or the inflammatory infiltrate will going to come to fight against this microorganism. But as a result of that, there will be dead and dying inflammatory cells is seen, and this microorganism from the medullary cavity now progress into the cortex, and within the cortex they will destroy the bone, and after that it will going to reach to the periosteum, and they will going to cause lifting of the periosteum, as you can see here. And this lifted part undergo perforation. As you can see here, there will be perforation. All the necrotic material is drained into the oral cavity with the help of this fistulous tract. So this is how the pathogenesis of this suppurative osteomyelitis occurs. Now let us see histopathology of acute suppurative osteomyelitis. So you can see these are the bone. Here you can see all these lacunae are present, which is devoid of osteocytes. So these are the lacunae without osteocytes, and you can see there is a multinucleated giant cell is seen. These are nothing but osteoclastic cells, and you can see all this dot-like structure which is present within these spaces. These are the nothing but polymorphonuclear lymphocytes. These are the collagen fibers which is present in between the stroma, and these are the blood vessels. Now let us see what are the radiographic features. So here the area of radiolucency is seen, as you can see here. Trabeculae become fuzzy and the indistinct. Diffuse lytic changes of the bone is also seen. Now let us see what are the complications of this acute suppurative osteomyelitis. So it can lead to pathologic fracture of the bone. If this acute suppurative osteomyelitis is not treated on time, it will become chronic osteomyelitis. Here the widespread virulent bacteria is seen, which will lead to formation of cellulitis. Septicemia is also seen, usually into the immunocompromised patient. Now let us see what is chronic suppurative osteomyelitis. As the name is indicating, chronic means something is happening for a long period of time. Suppurative means there will be pus formation. Osteomyelitis means inflammation of the bone marrow. So it is nothing but chronic pus forming inflammation of the bone marrow. Now let us see what it is. So this chronic suppurative osteomyelitis is nothing but inadequately treated acute osteomyelitis. Clinical features of this chronic suppurative osteomyelitis is same as that of the acute suppurative osteomyelitis, but all the clinical features are in the milder form. Here the fistulous tract are usually seen. Now let us see radiographic feature of this chronic suppurative osteomyelitis. So here the patchy, ragged, ill-defined radiolucency is seen, as you can see here. Often contain a radio-opaque sequestrum. So here the radio-opaque flecks of bone is seen in between this radiolucent area, that is indicating formation of sequestrum. Now let us see histopathological features of this chronic suppurative osteomyelitis. So here the inflamed connective tissue is seen, which is filling intertrabecular areas of the bone. So here the inflammatory cells is also going to be seen, that is our polymorphonuclear lymphocyte and all. Here the scattered sequestra is seen and pockets of abscess is seen. So you can see here in this histological picture, this is our vital bone, And you can see these are multinucleated giant cells, which is nothing but our osteoclastic cells. And you can see this brown color structure is nothing but all sequestrum which has formed. Within the sequestrum, the lacunae is present, which is devoid of osteocytes. And you can see all these dot-like structures which are present. These are nothing but polymorphonuclear lymphocytes. So this is the typical picture of this chronic suppurative osteomyelitis. Now let us see what are the different treatments of this suppurative osteomyelitis. So the basic treatment is given after the studies of bacterial sampling and culture. So here empirical antibiotic treatment can be given. After the bacterial sampling, whichever bacteria are present into the lesion, according to that specific antibiotic based on the cultural sensitivity test can also be prescribed to the patient. We can do debridement by removing source of infection if possible. So this is the basic treatment usually given in case of acute suppurative osteomyelitis. So here we will going to give antibiotics so that all the bacteria get killed. In case of a chronic suppurative osteomyelitis, along with that of antibiotics, we have to give some additional treatment as well. And also in chronic suppurative osteomyelitis, we have to prescribe these antibiotic in a higher doses as compared to acute suppurative osteomyelitis, because here the infection is more. So now let us see what are the additional treatment we can do in case of a chronic suppurative osteomyelitis. So as you can see, the adjunctive treatment or the additional treatment is depends upon if there is formation of sequestrum or not. If there is formation of sequestrum, that is a necrosed bone is seen, and if it is small, what we will do, we will exfoliate it through the mucosa. And if it will be large, so what will we do, we will going to do surgical removal, and that is called sequestrectomy. If there is formation of involucrum is seen. What is involucrum? Involucrum is sequestrum which is surrounded by the new living bone. As you can see in this diagram, this green color innermost area is nothing but the sequestrum, and surrounding this orange color area is nothing but formation of new bone. So in that case, what we will do, we will going to use hyperbaric oxygen therapy. So these are the different treatment of suppurative osteomyelitis. Today we have seen what is osteomyelitis, what are the classifications of osteomyelitis, and we have seen in detail about what is acute suppurative osteomyelitis and chronic suppurative osteomyelitis and about their treatments.